So lesson 10 involves taking the CSS that we already know and creating different types of menus with it. Um, you'll notice that this is kind of a lengthy date range, and that is because spring break runs from the 27th through April 2nd. So these assignments are not due until after spring break. Okay. But you might want to get them done before spring break so you don't have to worry about them. Uh, they are not going to be very difficult. There are no additional readings other than the lecture demo. And so we kind of review unordered lists because that's how you make most menus is you create them from an unordered list. Okay. And then it's just a matter of styling. So I show you the HTML and then I go through and show you how I styled it. Okay, so as you look through here, you're going to see lots of different layouts. Okay, and I try to give you links so that you can kind of take a look. And if you view the page source, you can see the CSS that was used for that. And as you go through here, you'll notice this is another little example. We've got like a little header and footer and our little menu and content area. Here's an example with submenus. So as you work through here, you'll see more and more examples. You will see a couple different techniques that you can use to create your menus. You'll see horizontal menus in addition to the vertical ones. Okay, and then you'll also get some menus with some pull downs. Then finally, we get into animated menus and menu icons and where you can find some kind of neat looking menu icons. And just kind of a word of warning, Font Awesome 5, they are super cool icons, but you do need an account to use them. Font Awesome 4, you do not need an account. Okay, and so you can go to W3 Schools, which is kind of what I recommend, just because I think it's the easiest to figure out how to use these, because they've got all sorts of different ones. And then if you find one that you like, now let's look for one. Okay, we'll pick this one. So you find one that you like, and it tells you the library that you have to link at the top of your page. And then it also shows you, different ways of putting those icons in your page. Okay, and so you can see it's got an icon tag and a closing tag. That's how you get the icon in. And then if you want to change the size or the color, you do it through styling. So it's actually pretty cool. So you'll see that the W3 Schools is really nice and user-friendly because they have all of these really cool examples that you can actually use. And Font Awesome 4, which is what I'm looking at right now, does not require an account to use any of these icons. Okay, so this basically goes through and shows you, how to use these icons. And then I have examples, okay, for you to look at as well. And then how would you use these icons in a menu bar? So I've got a vertical menu bar, and then I also have a horizontal menu bar. Okay, so you can kind of see the CSS that I used for those. In addition to Font Awesome, you can also use some HTML entities, is what they're called. And so all of the symbols, a lot of the symbols have HTML that represents the symbol. And so you can actually use, they're called HTML entities. You can use the HTML to create the symbol, and you can put that in your menus. So the little house and the pin and the link, these are all HTML entities. Okay, and here's a couple links where you can find those. And this is how I put them in. Okay, so this is the HTML entity. Okay, that's the HTML that's giving me the pin. Okay, and here's the HTML that is giving me the link. Okay, so two different ways to get those little symbols. And then finally, I have an example of how to get animated navigation buttons, which I think are kind of cool. This is just CSS. Basically, you have them positioned off the page, and on the hover, they kind of pop out. Okay, so as you go through here, you can read through, see what the CSS is doing, and then you guys are going to be applying that to some menus. So you're going to go into the textbook assignment, and just so that you can focus on the menu itself, I am giving you a little structure here that you're going to download and unzip. The video kind of shows you how to do that if you're not familiar. But this is the structure that I'm giving you. Okay, and so you're basically going to be opening up the CSS file and kind of editing that. And you're going to be creating a navigation menu that you will be displaying on your pages. And this first one, it's simply the CSS file that you're going to be modifying. And the video kind of walks you through that. Now there's two different ways that you can go about applying a menu. You can, use the tags as is, which some people find confusing. So the second technique is to use IDs. And when you use IDs, you do end up having to go in and adjust your HTML. So what you're going to do for this one, and the video explains this in detail, but you're going to end up having to copy a folder, and then you're going to rename it, okay? Because you're going to be adjusting your CSS, okay? And I've kind of highlighted, what you're going to be creating with the CSS, but then you're also going to have to go into your pages and adjust them. Okay. So, and it's more than one page, it's a whole list of them. So the second one, it's not a lot of adjusting that you have to make, but you do have to make those adjustments because what is creating the menus in this example or in this exercise is the IDs. And then you're going to download this third zip structure, and this is for a horizontal menu. So you're going to walk through, watch the video. It'll kind of walk you through how to create that menu. You're going to download this page and add an icon bar. And then that cool example that I had with the little sliding buttons, you're going to add those buttons to this page. Okay, so the code that you need is here as well. Okay, so hopefully you guys have fun with this. I think creating these menus is kind of fun. And what you're going to be doing in the lab assignment is kind of converting your page into a page with pull-down menus. Okay, so that is the whole lab assignment. And this video kind of walks you through how to do that. And there's written instructions, there's instructions in the video. You do have to kind of format your HTML in a very particular way to get that pull down effect. Okay. And then you're going to add an icon navigation bar to the footer of your assignment page. And so this is going to be very similar to what you did in Profitable Business. Okay. So at the bottom, you're going to have a footer. And then once you're done, you're going to add all those links to your assignment page and get everything transferred to the web. Okay, so that is the lab assignment for lesson 10. It is not due until after spring break. I am going to be gone for spring break. So if you guys work on it, sooner rather than later, you don't wait until the 3rd. If you do it ahead of time, I will be around to answer questions. But I will be gone during this period of time, and I will not be back until the 3rd. So, you may want to get this done and out of the way before spring break. Otherwise, you don't need to worry about turning it in until April 3rd. So I hope you guys have fun with this, and I hope you all have an awesome spring break too. Let me know if you have any questions.